Yeah, good morning from Pax Europiana. This is Günther speaking again, Sunday from Banja Luka. It's my goodbye video because now I'm leaving and I really like the city. It's a beautiful place and I think it's a nice place. It should be in the European Union, in NATO, have the Euro and also be united in Bosnia and not go the way some here are seemingly hell-bent to go. I just can appeal to everybody not to do it, not to be abused in this big power game and to be some kind of, how can I say it, like the Sudetenland, this case of the Germans in the Czech Republic. This is, of course, they were abused as well in that kind of context. And I see this future is also a possibility, obviously, in this crisis today. And I think it would be much better not to be repeating the tragedies of history here in the Republika Srpska inside Bosnia. Because all these scenarios which Dodik seems to be now playing up for his domestic political reasons and his personal reasons, they will lead to a similar outcome. And I remind that in Sudetenland there are living no Germans anymore. So this was a terrible fate. And certainly when you would ask them retrospectively, should they have supported all these policies of the 30s, I'm sure many people would not agree. And yes, this is the scenario, obviously, and I can just call out of the lessons of history to learn and not to repeat them, and to be wiser and to be knowledgeable from the lessons of history. I understand that people here, they feel like Serbs and they want to have this longing, maybe even for joining, as we said in the past, this Heim ins Reich. But, it's actually from my empirical discussions here, most people dream of a future in Austria. And that's, I think, the future in the European Union and in NATO. That's what I'm proposing. And I think it's a much better future for the people, for the citizens. It's 1 million people living in Republika Srpska, in the Serb part of Bosnia-Herzegovina. And it's also totally mixed in all directions. So I think they will live much better inside NATO with the Euro and the EU. And this kind of course, the politicians will in a way live worse. Obviously they will also live better, but you don't make these mega profits if you are a politician in a EU member state. You have your good salary and that's the situation. You don't have any kind of these extra margins of benefit which the politicians under such kind of dubious context they have, because obviously they corner their political markets. Gruevski was the best example in Macedonia, but there are several such examples all over. And Vucic, of course, today still, or sadly also it's possible inside the EU with Orban. They rile up the masses, make them very angry, then they win elections, and then they exploit this kind of unassailable position for some time in deriving illicit benefits. And that's of course not the idea. Anyhow, we have also to improve the European Union. I'm also quite critical to the performance of the European Union here in Bosnia, because in many ways today, 2021, we should have been much further already. And if we would have done all our homework, what we were supposed to do in the last years, look, very nice city. If we had done what we were supposed to do, EU candidacy, NATO, Euro and fast-track process, and not this last decade of confusion, then obviously also the political classes of this regions and countries would have performed better, because it's a two-way process. If we don't do the job properly, then they think they can get away with it. And so now it is very clear that we need to do the job properly. Faster accession for the countries who are performing, and the countries who are not with us, like Serbia, must be the candidate status frozen, obviously. And Ukraine must be allowed in. And of course Bosnia also inside EU candidate status and reforms. And not to allow Vucic to block the other countries that he is seemingly a good performer. He is the reason why this crisis here is happening, by the way. And then he is the man who claims he is solving things, or he's performing good in Serbia. Relatively, yes, because you're blocking everything in Bosnia. And then obviously Bosnia makes no progress. And then everybody says, oh, comparable, yeah, Serbia is doing good progress, while Serbia is doing, in reality, working with Russia and China. That's why I call for the freeze of the candidate status, and for many more things. Now I will leave you. That's my goodbye video, more from Vienna. And I give you my best regards from this beautiful city, and wherever you are, support Bosnian EU and NATO accession, the Eurozation. I think I was very clear. And thanks a lot, and visit Banja Luka. It's a nice place. It should be more tourists here. Sunday morning is a bit empty, but in the evening it has a lot of activity, and it's worth to stay a weekend here. It was very nice, and I learned a lot, and I thank for the hospitality and friendship, and I will support Banja Luka's NATO, Euro and EU accession. Be sure about it. Last smile. And thanks for all your comments. Bye.